you brought up a point I just want to address real quick about basically you said take out the moral compass out of like, you know, women's strategies and it's rational.
Yeah.
Would you say that like when it comes to finding a mate, should guys get angry or understand that listen, girls are gonna do what they do and I can't stop it. It's just a part of how they find a rational sense to do things.
Okay. I think that anger is mostly a wasted emotion. Anger is a terrible master, but a powerful servant. Like men need to learn how to
really
channel.
Can you say that one more time?
Anger is a terrible master, but a powerful servant.
Nice.
Men need to learn how to use that anger and channel it into constructive action. But just expressing anger is pointless.
Right.
It makes you feel big and strong in the moment, like a bull, but the bull has actually lost control the moment he's given over into anger. Who really has control is the bullfighter who's waving the cape and can direct the bull wherever the bullfighter wants the bull to go. And that generally doesn't end well for the bull. So like men need to learn how to channel that emotional energy into constructive action as opposed to just erupting. That's going to make them feel more impotent than anything in the long run.
Nice.
Anger is one more time. Write it down.
Anger is a terrible master, but a powerful servant. You want it to work for you. Because there is a time and a place for you to say, enough, I'm tired of this, never again. And that's actually the beginning of real change in most people's lives. You have to get angry often before things get better, because that anger is one of the only forces that is sufficiently powerful enough to overcome behavioral inertia that keeps people mired in their misery.
Nice.
Does that make sense?
Fantastic.
Well yeah, well said.
No, great. And I'm going to steal that from you because I think that's guys. And I'll tell you this because like I used to have anger problems, right? And and I would let it control me to a degree, and sometimes I wouldn't use it productively. But now I've been able to really like focus on like if I get angry, I take that as fuel and go right to the gym and use that to stimulate a better workout, be able to put myself in a more painful situation that I normally would tolerate, thanks to that added energy, right, from the anger. Use it as motivation. And I think if guys are able to figure out this skill set of channeling it from a master into a servant, like you just described in your phrase here, I think we'd be all better off. I mean, we wouldn't have school shooters. We wouldn't have guys doing the crazy things that they do from anger and lack of being understood, etc. Men would be better off in general. A man that can control his emotions can literally move the world. But if he can't, he will ruin the world.
Well, you have to master yourself first.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Or else you're not going to be of use to anyone because you're not even of use to yourself yet. So absolutely. Walter, I don't know if I answered your question. Could you ask?
No, that was perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. That was great because a lot of guys in the space, they get mad because of how women act. I'm like, bro, why get mad? Because you understand the truth now.
Thank you. So another line I have is that where anger is, understanding isn't. Like to the extent that you understand reality, you do not have to be angry.
Yes.
Emotion in general, especially anger, is actually feedback from the universe that your model of reality does not actually align with reality. And anger is a form of pain that manifests itself when our models of reality and reality actually come into contact and friction. Something isn't lining up. The problem is when people are so arrogant, they double down on their model and they say, no, this is not how it should be.
Yeah.
Where was that written? You're like, why is the idea of reality in your mind the way that reality needs to look? We need to be scientists. An objective scientist goes to nature and says, teach me.
Yeah.
What should my model of reality be? By looking very closely, very carefully and non-judgmentally at the world around him and building that model carefully from actual observation and contact with reality.
Would you say that's what the red pill accomplishes, where it explains things that might have frustrated you prior because you were unaware of them or you didn't know that they existed, or they connect dots that you might have not seen, right? And I guess obviously, we describe what we call red pill rage, right? You get this stuff and you're like, what the hell? And you're kind of figuring it out. But at some point, right, after, the smoke dissipates, etc., you're able to be like, okay, I can see clearly now. I'm not going to be angry at women for what they are or what they'll never be to me, which is like an idealistic love. Where a lot of guys want their women to love them like their mom, almost unconditionally for them. But the reality is women love you under what we said before, value gained, or the ability to gain value.
See, because I take it as I understand the truth behind how women operate, I never get upset. Have you ever seen me get upset at a woman ever?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yo, this is what it is. Cool. At least I know now.
But you have to understand them, which takes time, right?
But understanding, now I'm truly free because now I understand how women operate. I don't get mad.
Yeah.
What's the point of getting mad?
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
That's the sign of complete understanding. I made an episode about this called The Truth About the Red Pill. And I do think, as far as I can tell, that once a man becomes more aware of some of these truths and some of these realities, he does inevitably seem to pass through a red pill rage.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Red pill rage means that you've swallowed the pill, but you haven't digested it yet.
Yeah.
Red pill rage means the pill is stuck in your throat. Yeah. And that's what it sounds like. It's like they're so angry. They're just like spitting nonsensically. It's like, keep swallowing, my dude. Keep swallowing and you'll digest it and it will integrate it. And then when you understand, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And you can just make better choices because you see reality clearly.
Yeah.
Like a sign that you see reality clearly is that you're successful. You have good, loving relationships with the people around you, men and women.
Yeah.
Your businesses are thriving. Like you can't fake that.
Yeah.
It's like when I go into like the world of like, outside versus just like more blue pill mindset, I understand what it is. I don't get mad at it, but I understand. And for me understanding, I could go into a room with people that I don't really want to say I align with their values, but I know to get a certain outcome, I have to be in this environment, play the game, and then come out with a W because I know and I understand what it really is. So I don't get mad at it at all.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah.